do you think? No, it's so is not staying the same. Because I don't have to buy 3 of them now. I don't have to pay for 3 of them, so what's going to change?
Total's gonna go down.
Yes, it is, and what else is going to change? Thumbs up if you have an idea that you think is right. Thumbs to the side if you think we have an idea, we're not sure it's right, or I'm not there yet. How many of you have changed 2 things in your equation? There are actually 2 things that have to change. We're looking at number 4. We want the equation to change if we are going to do buy 2, get 1 free. Well, how many do I have to buy if it's buy 2, get 1 free? I only have to buy how many? Hey, Lisa, 2. So what does that change in my equation? Huh? The total price is going to be different, right? How much less will I have to pay? I'm going to pay $75 less. So for number 4, it's going to equal, what's $75 left in 1220? 1145. So instead of having to pay all $1,220, I got 1 free. And so it's $75 less on my grand total. So our grand total went down. So we are just, instead of, and we're just going to simplify that number. Instead of having the grand total take away 75, we're just going to write what that actually is. Okay? Does the amount for the computer change at all? Did anything change for the computer? Nope, so that has to be the same, so it's still $9.95. And I still have to add that onto my cost. What about this part? What about this 3x? Do I have to buy 3 of them? Riley. $1,145, isn't it? Because it's $75 off. Let me check my math. It's possible. Say, Lisa says mine's right. Oh, check your math. I'm not saying we're all wrong, but it's less likely that we're all wrong than just I'm wrong. How many do I have to buy? Does this 3x change at all? If it's buy 2, get 1 free? Remember, this stands for how many I'm going to buy. What does it change to, Clayton? Why just 2x? Because I only have to buy 2. I'm going to get another one, but this stands for the cost. Okay, not for what I actually get. And so, my equation is 2x because I am buying 1 less. Piece of software. And why did the total change? Why did this number change? Go ahead, Colton. Good. I'm only buying 2, so I'm paying $75 less. So not only do I want you to know how to set up equations, I want you to know how to change them if the situation changes. I'm with you, Mrs. Smith. Yeah? Fabulous. Can we move on to 5? Let's do it. Now, I want you to notice on number 5, it says we have to draw a bar diagram, write an equation, solve the equation. For number 5, I kind of want you to be able to do this one with your partner or mostly on your own. Based on what we've been doing, can you and your partner set up the bar diagram and the equation and solve it? Let's see how close you can get in a small group today. Go. Okay. And I'm going to do attendance because I haven't yet. That's fine. You have to draw the bar and the equation and solve it. How's it going, Patrick? You got it? On the bar diagram, what's the part, what's the hole? Label your stuff. How many of them are there? So there are one and there's two of them, right? Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
That's the one.
How many hands are you? Two, so you need how many boxes? There. Equation. Answer. Showing out for both sides. Equation. Equation is all of that together equals that. Has to match what the words say. So I know you can get the answer a different way. What we're doing is taking some easier problems so that when we get to the hard ones, you can do it. Because it says total, doesn't it?
Start that?
Yes, now do the takeaway through $3.99 and takeaway $3.99 on both sides. Would you like to ask a question? Okay, so are you going to ask a question? No.
So would it be
It does equal $14.97. Good. And then what do you do with all this?
$3.99 plus 2h?
Yes.
Then you do
And then you do.
minus $3.99 and minus $3.99.
You got it. Good stuff.
I wasn't sure.
You got it. We're going to go over 5 in another second. You can start to think about it if you want, if you think you got it. I don't
Even
think
though when
you
I checked
subtracted
the
wrong.
answer.
Your subtraction's incorrect. I did do it. You've set it up perfectly, your math is incorrect. All right, so what's the first part? What's the first part of 5? How do you set up your bar? What are the totals? What are the parts? All of those things. Michaela.
The total is $14.97.
It is, because in there it said that was the total, right? So that's how we know that it has to be the total, because it said so. What else do you know?
And then you flip the box in half.
Okay. Or close. Does it have to be exactly half?
No.
No. Close counts here.
And then you put $3.99 in one box.
Because,
That's how much the cheese costs.
and that's something we know. Okay.
And then in the other box you have to split it into 2 again.
Why am I splitting this box into two pieces?
Because there's 2 hams.
There are 2 hams, so I'm going to use h as my variable. That picture makes sense to me, Mrs. Smith? Someone else now is going to help us do the equation. Izzy, what is the equation and how do you know?
I just saw I made it different than she did, but it's like 2 times the letter, like,
Good, and it's whatever letter you pick. If you picked x, it's 2x. If you picked lower h, it's whatever your variable is. Okay, then what?
and then plus 399 equals 1497.
That is perfect because I will add up all of these things to get my total. And in the story problem, it said you have a total. So you have to do this here. I had someone earlier today saying, but Mrs. Smith, I have 2h is equal to 1497, take away 399, because I know I have to take that away. And they're right. That's an equivalent equation, but it doesn't match the words in the story problem. This one does. How are we going to go about solving this, though? What's the first step in solving this, Felisa? So to solve it, you do have to subtract. You have to do the opposite operation. So I'm going to take away this 399 from both sides. Notice I have that big long line again. That's how I know. And simply, that's how you and I both know you're ready to simplify that. I'm figuring out what's left over, what my total is just for the hams. When I take that off, I've taken out both things. I have 2h is equal to 1098. Check my math. But it doesn't want to know how much I spend for the hams. It wants all of it. How do I simplify and figure out how much it is for 1 pound of ham? What am I going to do next? Destiny. That's right, because if I have 2 boxes, I divide by 2. And the inverse operation of multiply by 2 is divide by 2. It looks exactly like what we did last week and earlier in the week and even yesterday. That becomes 1. Multiplicative identity says h is by itself, and it is 549. What's my label? Dollars.
I got 539.
Check your math.